Coming up on NEC-TV, as the winter months bring freezing temperatures, the staff in the ship are handing out warm coats to any students in need. And students are counting down the days to Thanksgiving break and preparing for the busiest travel time of the year. Hear from a student flying across the country who hopes her trip is hassle-free.
Push through, kicking it free, one-on-one, shot, scores!
An impressive overtime win, plus Athletic Weekly Award winners. All that and more just ahead on NEC-TV.
Good afternoon and thank you for watching NEC-TV. I'm Lauren Hall.
And I'm Leah Bowling. Today is Thursday, November 20th, 2025, and now to our top story.
If you're a soon-to-be graduate looking for a job, there's a hiring event happening on campus right now. The Prince William County, Virginia Police Department is in the Great Room. Let's go to NEC-TV's Jack Cody live. Jack?
I'm live in the Great Room today, where I am joined by Professor Jones and two people from the Virginia Police Department, and I'm here to ask them a few questions today. Professor Jones, why does the police department from Virginia come to NEC?
Well, first of all, thank you to Professor McKelvin and the staff, and you too, Jack, for all the great work that you do with WNEC and for taking part in this today, because it's a very important day on campus with our visitors from Virginia. And why do they come here? That's the reason why, right over there on the other side of us. These 50 or 60 people that are in this room, this is why they make the trip up from Virginia, to look for competent, qualified, educated, motivated, and physically fit young men and women that want to join one of the finest law enforcement organizations in the country. That would be the Prince William County Police Department. We have had a healthy relationship with this organization for several years. When we do our annual DC Virginia trip, every year they roll out the red carpet for us. Indeed, they are the department that provides the ride-along opportunities many of our students will experience and enjoy. They open up the doors of their district stations for us to go in and see and enjoy and connect and network with some fine people. And of course, they explain all of the different occupations and positions that are open in an incredibly contemporaneous, professional, and forward-moving department. I want to take and publicly thank both Lieutenant Pena and Sergeant Caesar, and also the Chief of Police down there, Pete Newsham, who is a New Englander. He's from Massachusetts, but he loves New England College. They all do. So they come here for the benefit of our students, and I'm very thankful for that.
So what kinds of positions are you guys hiring at the police department?
First of all, thank you, Professor Jones, for the kind words. We love coming here. This place is great. We love interacting with the students. Right now, we have positions for police officers, a lot of professional staff positions, such as criminal intelligence analysts. We have also positions for police cadet. We have a cadet program that for students between 18 and 21 that want to transition into the police department. We have also animal control officer positions. We have several positions across the police department. But right now, our main goal focus is police officers, sworn police officers. So.
Absolutely, thank you. And can you tell me a little bit about NEC students that were hired in the past?
We've had several, and actually all of the students that the alumni have came from NEC have all had success. I have the privilege as a patrol supervisor to interact with a few of them in passing as they work in different districts, but I hear nothing but good things about the alumni from NEC.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all you do, and thank you for coming to NEC. Reporting live from the Great Room for NEC-TV, I'm Jack Cody. Back to you at the desk.
Henniker police are asking for witnesses as they investigate a dramatic driving incident.
Take a look at this video. Police say the car on the left illegally passes a semi-truck on Route 202 Monday and clips one of the cars coming the other way, ripping off their side mirror.
Police say the driver was arrested but nearly caused a head-on collision. They have not released the name of the driver, but they want to talk to witnesses. Call 603-428-3213. It's a big night for NEC's theater program as they prepare to debut Antigone, the first play of the year.
The curtains will open tonight at 7:30 in the Putnam Theater. I spoke with the director and a few cast members to get a glimpse into the show, and not to worry, we won't spoil the ending. The cast of Antigone is preparing to take the stage tonight. The play is a Greek tragedy that explores an ethical dilemma, a girl disobeying her king to follow her own morals. But what is to come of her? We spoke with the cast and with the director, Colleen Harris, who says while it's an old story, it's still relevant today.
Antigone is a Greek tragedy. It was written 2,500 years ago, and I chose it because it's a play that keeps getting revived when people feel like they need to be talking about what's going on in the world. And so it's a good play to kind of spark those conversations.
The cast and crew are excited to share what has been 2 months in the making. Sam Trumbull, who plays the guard, speaks highly of his character's comic relief throughout the play.
It's kind of a heavy play, you know, there's a lot of dark things going on, and to get out here and to just move around and be silly, and it's a good time.
Antigone is played by Sienna Bergoli. Bergoli is a frequent cast member in plays performed at the Putnam. She says her character Antigone has been a challenging persona to embody.
It's kind of rough just because this was like a very complicated character for me to play, because she's fighting for a lot, and I had obviously a lot of lines for this show, but I had to really dig deep into what this character was trying to accomplish, and when I finally understood, it like made a lot of sense for me what the show was really about.
The show has strong support behind the scenes from people like assistant stage manager Kat Sweeney.
There were times where like in my mind I was like, there's absolutely no way we're gonna get this done in time, but it's here and it's cool and I'm proud of it, and first college show, I'm excited.
Opening night is tonight at 7:30 p.m. There will be 2 more shows, one again tomorrow night at 7:30 and one on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Tickets are free for students, $6 for faculty and staff, and $8 to the public.
The SHIP office on campus is running a coat drive to make sure that NEC students are prepared for winter.
Students in need of a winter coat can get one free of charge. The SHIP held a coat drive last year, collecting about 25 coats left over. Academic advisor Kayla Mambro says there are a variety of sizes and styles and encourages people to take advantage of the offer.
I think the biggest thing is that it's one way to get students to go to class, as if they're warm and bundled up to go, but also just to help prevent, illness and just make students feel cozy.
Students who have any questions or want to get a coat of their own can head down to the SHIP between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. or email advising at advising2@nec.edu.
Coming up on NEC-TV, a graduate student and former baseball player is stepping up to the plate to help save a life. We'll tell you about his upcoming stem cell donation procedure.
And we're 1 week away from Thanksgiving. We'll tell you what you need to know if you're leaving campus and what to expect before you hit the road. We'll be right back.
Take a look at this selfie. NEC politics student met Senator Cory Booker at the annual New Hampshire Democratic Party Eleanor Roosevelt dinner last week.
Booker called on the party to unify after last week's controversial news that both New Hampshire Democratic senators made a deal with Republicans to reopen the government. Many speakers talked about health care and the government shutdown.
A graduate student is a perfect match and will be donating his time and stem cells to help save a life. Former skier and baseball player Colin Shaw is answering the call from the National Marrow Donor Program and will be donating in New York on Monday. Shaw will be hooked up to an IV which will collect his stem cells that will later be given to the person in need.
We are only 5 days away from residence halls closing for Thanksgiving break. Dorms will close on Tuesday, November 25th at 7 p.m. and will reopen on Sunday, November 30th at 8 a.m. If you are not pre-approved to stay on campus during break, you will be required to leave. Classes will start back up on Monday, December 1st to finish out the remainder of the semester. Email reslife@nec.edu if you have any questions. If you're heading home, you won't be alone on the roads or in the airport. NEC Res Life says 415 students will be leaving campus. According to AAA, nearly 82 million Americans travel at least 50 miles from home during the period of Thanksgiving. 1.5 million additional travelers are expected to break records this year. NEC senior Aurora Gutierrez Macias flies home to Texas every Thanksgiving break. She says she's relieved that the shutdown is over and flights are mostly back to normal.
For the past week, I've been checking my emails, making sure that I'm all good. I really think it's just like that fear of the cancellation. But now that the government shutdown is lifted, the flights that have already been made that like a month ago before the government shutdown, it really definitely helped because now like I'm not more at that risk, I guess.
AAA says the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving are the busiest travel times.
Still ahead on NEC-TV, take a look at that goal. An overtime win for women's hockey, the game breakdown, and more in this week's sports recap.
Plus, it's the season of giving, and the Red Cross wants you to give blood right here on campus. We'll tell you when and where just after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Several competitive groups packed into the pub for a dollar draft Saturday, all hoping to win the title of Sports Trivia Champion. The event was hosted by the Sports and Rec Club and challenged teams to a 25-question quiz. The winners were members of the women's volleyball team who left with bragging rights.
There are a lot of activities planned for the coming days and weeks. On Friday, OSC is hosting a gingerbread house making event in the pub. It includes snacks and a movie. The event starts at 7 p.m.
There will also be a weekly spike ball event hosted by the Sports and Rec Club Fridays at 7:30 in the Fieldhouse.
Save the date. The American Red Cross is coming to NEC December 3rd for a blood drive from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You can sign up to donate blood through the QR codes around campus or by emailing Allie Birchmeyer at a_birchmeyer@nec.edu.
And mark your calendars, NEC Takes Over the Peak is happening February 9th. NEC Takes Over the Peak is a fun yearly event for NEC students to ski, tube, and come together as a community. Fall sports has come to a close here in Henniker. Football fell to the University of New England Saturday, capping off the last of fall sports for the 2025 season. Senior Caveriel Madison was named the Conference of New England Defensive Player of the Week. Madison tied this season's conference high of 17 tackles in a game. Ethan Sinesco was named to the C&E All-Conference First Team, while Vincent Boccolini was named to the C&E Community Service Team. Volleyball season may be over, but one Pilgrim was recognized with all-conference honors. Junior Tyra Kelly was named to the GNAC Third Team. Senior goalkeeper Mackenzie Anderson of the field hockey team was named to the NFHCA Division III All-Senior Team. Women's hockey defeated Keene State Friday night, battling back from down 2 to secure the win in overtime. Alexis Hornsby had 1 goal in regulation and the game winner. The Grims fell Saturday evening to Norwich University. Following her overtime heroics, Hornsby snagged Little East Conference Player of the Week and Pilgrim of the Week. Men's hockey lost both games in last week's homestand. The Grims fell 4-0 Friday night to UMass Boston and 2-1 Saturday night to UMass Dartmouth. Graham Hassan had the lone goal for the Pilgrims. Women's basketball traveled to UNH Sunday for an exhibition game against the Wildcats. The game received national coverage and was streamed on ESPN+. Final score was 76-29. Wednesday night, the Grims faced Worcester State, losing 67-66. Men's basketball played Paul Smith's College in New York Saturday, winning 67-58. Josh Roby was named Male Pilgrim of the Week, helping lead the Pilgrims to a 3-0 week last week with a combined total of 45 points on the week. The Grims picked up another win Wednesday night, defeating Norwich 85-73. As for wrestling, women's wrestling lost to Western New England, while men's wrestling split a tri-match with MMA and Emmanuel. That's all for this week's sports recap. Men and women's ice hockey, along with men's basketball, are home this weekend. Come support your Grims before leaving for Thanksgiving break. You know, Leah, what I hate for my Thanksgiving break is rain.
You're right, Lauren. NEC-TV's Bodie Robinson has a weather update on what to expect for holiday travel.
Thanks, guys. This week's weather, it's going to be mostly partly cloudy. In next Tuesday, we're going to have rain later that night going into Wednesday, and it's supposed to rain all day Wednesday. So if you're making Thanksgiving plans, traveling-wise, just be prepared that it's going to rain the middle of next week. We also have high 40s this week with low of 20s and 30s, so it's going to be cold like it normally is, which is great. And then it'll bump back up into the mid-50s or high 40s, and so it's going to be a beautiful week next week, unlike the rain that's supposed to come in before Thanksgiving. Back to y'all at the desk.
A quick programming note, NEC-TV will not be on air next week due to the Thanksgiving break. Our next show will be December 4th.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at NEC.TV for the latest NEC news.
Thank you for joining us, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all things NEC from the only Henniker on Earth.